Thank you for doing an interview with us on what connects us. First, I'm going to ask, what are your names?
I'm Nancy Halls. I am the local history and genealogy aide here at Burlington Public Library.
Barbara Morris, maiden name Foster, and I am retired 9 years ago.
And how long have you lived in Burlington or this community?
Well, I've lived in Fort Madison since 1970, so I'm pretty much a native at this point.
And I have lived in Greater Burlington on and off since I was since I was a kid. I moved here when I was 10, but I spent all my summers here before that, so all my life.
Mm-hmm. So the focus of this video is what connects us. When you hear that question, what do you think of?
So what connects us, Barbara and I, is we're cousins. But what connected us is our history. Barbara came into the library for some genealogy help. That's my department. And we were looking over our respective genealogies, looking for clues and looking over the family trees. And we realized we both had ancestors who arrived in this country on the Mayflower. And then we realized that we are cousins. So we are 7th cousins, 7 times removed.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So now we're
family.
Yeah, now we're family. So we have some differences, like most people, but we have an awful lot in common.
Yeah.
And through our history, we are connected.
And how has this discovery changed the way you look at the world?
It pointed me in the direction that the more people I meet, the more I question which one of them are family. Because people around you that you've never seen in your life can be distant cousins. And in my case, that's what's turned out to be true. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska originally. And I came to Fort Madison and found there are people in the cemetery that are related to my grandparents. The gentleman that I came in here asking about was also related to my grandparents. And then it turned out that he was in her tree. Well, you can guess the rest of that.
Yeah, I find this all the time in my work, that our history connects us. I have ancestors who, the first 2 burials in one of our oldest pioneer cemeteries are my direct ancestors. And so when I'm walking around in Burlington, I just kind of take it for granted that every other person I pass is probably related to me in some way, because those 2 folks had 7 or 8 or 10 kids. I can't even remember how many, and all of those had a lot of kids, because back in the day people did that, and all of those kids. And so when you start extrapolating on down the line, yeah, so many of us are connected by our history, by our family trees, by our genealogy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great to meet my latest cousin.
I just feel a closer connection to like areas of Burlington. Eastman was the person that we were looking up. I became concerned because my grandfather's middle name is Eastman, and his mother was in the direct line of Eastmans. And when I traced them back, I pretty much got to the original Eastman coming into the United States. And it just amazed me how spread out they are. And there are many of them that don't even realize almost all Eastmans are related to each other. I just happen to have a grandfather that was a child of the Eastmans.
So the Eastman family here in Burlington, the Chittenden and Eastman Company was a big furniture company here in Burlington, which eventually became what is today Eastman House Furniture. Big multinational corporation. Lots of folks probably have Eastman House Furniture in their houses right now, and it all started right here in Burlington, and that's kind of how I look at our connections, because they start pretty small with just two people, like the two people from whom we are both descended. They make a connection, and then those connections just grow within communities and within nations and all over the world. So yeah, I think we have so much more that connects us than otherwise, and when you are researching or diving into the past, those connections become really apparent.
Mhm.
That's perfect. Do you have any final thoughts you want to share?
When's the family reunion?
I don't know, please let me know, I'll show up.
Who's doing the cooking?
So I want to thank you both so much for coming in.
Oh,
Thanks.
It was a pleasure, believe me.